Let's take a look at how leads can be routed in Follow Boss, specifically with the round robin or first to claim option. So only the owner level user or an admin level user can make these edits. I will cover very briefly how agent should be set up to receive or claim these leads, but largely going to focus on the distribution more on the owner and admin side. So if you go to admin, you'll need to have a group set up. So go to admin groups. You can set up, you can use an existing group here or create a new group. You won't be able to, there's one group you'll never be able to edit, and that's just kind of the default group that's built in. It's usually called buyer leads, and it's set to be round robin automatically. So you'll notice this one actually does have an edit button, so you can edit the name, but you cannot delete it. The rest of these you could delete if you're not using them, but want to really focus on first to claim versus round robin. So round robin is always just going to go from one agent to the next. You'll always see a little green circle around whoever is next to receive the lead, because the leads simply go from one person. The next lead goes to the next person. The next lead goes to the next person. It's not random. It is along this order, and it does, obviously circle back and repeat the order again once all the people in that group have gotten a lead. First to claim is actually set up to where it's going to send a notification to everybody in the group, and they'll have an opportunity to accept that lead. Now, they can only accept that lead via a push notification from the Follow Up Boss app. I'll cover that in a little more detail here in just a little bit. So I hit edit here on this first to claim list. I can edit the name. I can, if I need to add agents, either search for an agent or just check off who should be on this. This also is going to show me that I've got somebody paused at the global level. So I can add this person here, but they're not going to be receiving notifications of first to claim because they're paused at the account level. And so once you've got that set up, who you want, obviously you'll have first to claim selected down here. You can set the time for which this lead can be claimed. So if it's not claimed after 5 minutes, you can assign a fallback. So it can fall back to a pond, it can fall back to a certain user, it can fall back to another group. So you can actually have it fall back to another first to claim group or even the same first to claim group. One really important message about that is that if you have it resend to the same first to claim group, it can be a good idea because it's going to re-notify, if the lead hasn't been claimed, all the agents for them to claim it again. The downside to that is it only flows through twice, or a second time, I should say. So the first time it'll come through, it'll notify the agents. If you say have 5 minutes selected here, and then the fallback is your same first to claim group, it'll push it one more time to the group and notify everybody. Then if nobody claims it, by default, it assigns to the owner. So just be mindful of that if you're trying to kind of give a double notification. If nobody claims it the second time around, it's going to automatically, by default, go to the owner user in your account. So the person that set up the account. So, but you can also set up to go to round robin after that. So if nobody does claim it, you could potentially distribute it round robin. So there's a lot of things you could do here. Obviously, you want to figure out the best strategy for you, and then do that. So making groups is great, but that doesn't do anything. You have to go into the lead flow now, and instead of assigning to an agent, you're going to assign to that group. So if I assign this particular lead flow to that group, now the leads only in that lead flow are going to go to this first to claim group. Another important note, if you've got an action plan running, that action plan, generally speaking, will not fire until the lead is claimed. So that's another upside, is that it's not going to fire immediately, but it will come from the agent who assigned it, versus if you have it round robin or some other system, the initial auto response may come from one agent, and then when it gets reassigned, they may get another email in the future from the assigned agent, which could potentially be confusing. So again, the action plan here is not going to fire until this lead is claimed, whether it's manually claimed or if it goes to the fallback. But you do have to come in here to the lead flow and train. Just setting up the group isn't enough. You need to train which lead flow items will go to that group. And of course, these could be advanced options. So you could say, hey, if it's this lead type or this tag or this price point, send to a particular group. For example, if you kind of had an A team or a B team set up and they were first to claim, you could say, hey, send all leads price point, 350 and up to the A team first to claim. And you could send, all leads 350 and down to the B team first to claim. So you would just need to modify the assigned agent to be, again, that first to claim group that you just set up. So that's the main gist of setting it up. Again, on the agent side, in order to claim this lead, they're going to need to have an updated Follow Up Boss app, and they're going to need to have notifications on for that app. Obviously, it varies a little bit between Apple and Android. On Apple, I would definitely recommend being sure the notifications are on the lock screen as well as Notification Center. Unfortunately, I know on iPhone, if you swipe to clear the message, there's no way to go back and get it. So if they swipe to clear it, they cannot, there's no way to come back and claim it. So as part of your training, you might be careful with that. I assume Android is similar, but they're going to want to just click on the lead itself, or on the notification itself to open it up and claim that lead. So hopefully that's helpful. Another tip that I found is useful is sometimes just toggling between round robin and first to claim just gets people to pay a little more attention. First to claim, pros and cons, could be if somebody's not super busy, they can claim all the leads, but not be following up with them. So be mindful of that. And then obviously a downside to round robin is if somebody gets a lead and they're busy, it could fall through the cracks. So figure the strategy that's best for you. Hopefully this helps you set it up and use the system better as far as distributing leads to your agents.